I'm excited. Northfin was gracious enough to send a small channel their food to do a review on. A company that does that, in my eyes, is top notch because they don't care about how much views and notoriety they get from it. They've already done that. I mean, they've been around for years. Their food speaks for themselves. I just wanted to start this off by saying this because it's an unbiased review. I'm a small channel. I'm sure you guys already realize that I'm not getting paid for this. This isn't a sponsorship. This is an unbiased review. They were willing to throw me a bone because they care about everybody's opinion, not just the big channels. They care about everybody's opinion, and to me, that speaks volumes for the company. So shout out to Northfin Foods. Thank you so much for sending me this food. It's greatly appreciated, and we're going to get right into this review. So let's check this out, guys. So when we're talking about Northfin Foods, you know you're getting high-quality fish food right out of the bag. Their name speaks for itself. Their food speaks for itself. They've been around for years. They know what they're doing, and they make this food the way they make it for a reason. This is one of them foods, if you're one of those people that like to stick to one fish food, that it'll be good for you because they've got all the bases covered. With this food, they've got enough high-quality ingredients and nutrition in their food that it's going to cover any and everything you need for your fish. So we can go over the ingredients a little bit, and I will, but it's really not necessary because, like I said, the food is... If you don't know Northfin Foods, they're on that top of the line with high-quality foods. They're up there with Extreme Aquatics, Cobalt Foods, Omega-1, New Life Spectrum. These are all high-quality foods that you want to keep around, and they're right up there. So, one of the foods they sent me is the cichlid pellets. In this food, it has a very high concentration, or a very high percentage of protein. It's at 42%. Now, I watched some reviews on this food years ago and some reviews recently. And one of the things that weren't really complaining about, but touching on, was how exasperated they were of how much protein is in this food. And it is high. But keep in mind, and I talked to Northfin about this, and I think this is something they wanted to make sure that I convey on this review, that this is one of them foods you don't need to feed your fish every day. It's packed with so much high quality ingredients and nutrients, you just don't need to feed your fish every day with this food. And by the way, if you're feeding your fish every day, that's a problem. That's a problem for your fish. That's a problem for your aquariums. You don't need to feed fish every day. So what they want you to understand, and I have preached it on past videos on my channel, if you feed your fish every other day or a couple times a week, you're going to be okay with any food, even a food that has 42% protein in it, because that's all you need to feed your fish. If you're doing it every day, you're overfeeding your fish. And if you end up with problems where you have diseases such as bloat and problems in your aquarium that's creating toxic environment for your fish, that isn't Northfin's problem. That's not any fish food. Well, I'm not going to say that. If you get a low quality food, that is not a good food. That is a problem. But again, that goes back to the fish keeper. That's not a Northfin problem. That's a you problem. If you're feeding your fish every day, don't do that. You don't need to do it. If you didn't know, you know now. If you watch this video, don't feed your fish every day. But that's why Northfin can get away with doing what they do. They made this food the way they made it for a reason, and that's so you can feed your fish, go around the room a couple times a week, every other day, feed your fish, and you know they're going to get everything they need to thrive, not just to survive. So I can say that about this food right here. If you get all the different variations they have, and you alternate between them, from cichlid to Krill Pro, they got veggie pellets, great for mbunas, kelp wafers. Keep in mind, you want all your fish to have vegetables, so it's good to take each one of these foods and put it in every tank. Bug Pro, really cool, but again, this is very high. This is 44% protein. This is something that you're not going to want to feed every day, maybe as a snack, once or twice a week. They've got you covered on your betas. You got super beta pellets. You got nano pellets, awesome for small fish, ember tetras, live bearers, right? I love when companies do foods like this. Community pellets. You can go around. This is good for all fish. If you have many different fish in a one tank, a community tank, one food, sprinkle it in, you're good to go. Another good thing about not having to feed your fish every day is that saves you money. This food is going to last you longer. So yes, you're going to pay some money for a high quality food, but if you feed right, you listen to the manufacturer's suggestions and you watch videos like this and you understand that you're not feeding them every day, you're good to go. Your fish are going to be healthy and fine, and your food lasts longer. They also sent me these. This is cool. These are all flakes. These are the cichlid flakes. These are the kelp flakes, and these are the krill flakes. Krill is a fantastic ingredient. Fish love it. These are all fantastic ingredients. Kelp flakes. So what I can say about this as a part of my review is I have a very picky Oscar back here. He won't eat nothing if it's a pellet and it's big. If it's too small, he won't touch it. If it's flake, he won't touch it until Northfin sent me these cichlid flakes. I put it in there and he gobbled it right up. This is the only flake I would have been able to get my tiger Oscar to eat. I'm gonna open them up so you can look and see what they look like. They're all the same size, nice and big. They smell good, love the smell, and he eats it. So now I can get him different ingredients, vary his diet. And this is something you have to experiment with. Not all my fish do like this food. A lot of them do, but some of them spit it back out. A word on the container, I'm not real impressed with the container. I love how easy the lid comes off, but it actually comes out so easy you gotta be careful because all the flakes can come out with it. As I speak, there's one sitting down here, there's one on top of the lid. No matter what I do, they come out. Now this is just personal preference, but I feel like I wish this was a maybe more narrow, deeper container that you have to stick your hand down in to get them out, and you'll have less mess on the floor, less food waste. But as you can see, they're nice and big, and I like that they send you big flakes because for your bigger fish, like my Oscar, he sees that and goes after it. If it was too small, he wouldn't even worry about it. I'm telling you, that's what he does. But you can also crumble it down for smaller fish. So, again, you can feed this to all your fish, no matter what size. They really put some thought into this. And if you do, like I said, want one specific food that you know that's a high quality food, this is one of them foods that you can do that with because they have all touched on every one of the bases. So we know the ingredients are good. We know that the nutrition is good. The protein is high. It is a little bit high, but like I said, don't feed as much and you'll be okay. You don't want to have Malawi bloat in your cichlids because you're feeding a high protein food every day. So just a couple times a week, right? I think we touched on all these foods over here. Now, those are the good things. A little later on, we're going to go around. I'm going to sprinkle some tomorrow in my tanks, and you can watch for yourself to see how my fish react to it. Now, your fish might react to that differently, but I still like to, on my reviews, show how my fish react to it. I'm trying to crumble them down as much as I can. I just think some of them are a little bit too big, but as you can see, there's that one pulled it down. But they're gobbling up pretty good. They like it now. They got a taste for it. This is the first time that these angelfish have had these Northfin cichlid flakes. They're not spitting it back out. They're going after it. So I would say that's a win. My 75-gallon Buddha tank, everybody's hiding. I turned the light back on a little bit so I can feed them. Let's see if they come out and see how they like it. Everybody's coming out now. I want to throw in some of those veggie pellets. They definitely seem to be enjoying it. Like I said, I do have some fish in here that put it in their mouth and spit it back out. My bigger angels, I can't remember what it was. I think it was maybe some of the Bug Pros. They spit it back out. They did not like that. These Imbunas here, they're gobbling everything up. This is my 20-gallon long community tank, and here I got a bunch of live bears. I've also got some guppies, some platies. I got some baby platies that I got off of a local woman that needed to get rid of them. There's some neon tetras in here. There's some rasboras, and there's a black molly in here and a zebra danio. So in here, I'm going to try the community pellets that I showed you. Neon tetra's working on that one. Being as I got these little babies in here, I am also going to throw in those nanobites that I showed you. So in closing, Northfin Foods is a good food. It's the only food you want to use. You're going to be just fine using it for all your fish, all your species, especially if you get all the different types that they have, like I discussed at the beginning of the video. I really don't have a downfall to this food. All my fish seem to like it. There are some that do spit it out that don't like it, but you can move on to the next one. Say maybe if they don't like the community pellets, maybe they like the Krill Pro. So they got all the options. They cover all their bases. So there's really not too much of a downfall to this food that I see, because if you're feeding correctly, you're not going to have an issue with the high protein that's in it or anything like that. And so it saves you a lot of money. So thanks again. Thank you, Northfin Foods. And we'll see you on the next review. I got some cool stuff coming out with another company that sent me some products to review. So till next video, thanks again.